Though many players this season have had intense ups and downs, a few top 10 players from the last time around have kept a hold on and even strengthened their claim to top 10 status. Perhaps the best example of this is none other than Team Solo Mid's Zero, who almost unquestionably reached first on the PGR for the third time in a row. He attended all 4 super majors this season and took 2 of them. He also had great attendance at normal majors, attending 10 out of 11 and taking 7 of those 10. Zero's results also display why he's known for his consistency. Out of all the events he's attended this season, he's only placed below top 3 at 2 of them, being 2 GGCs for Ninja Saga where he placed 9th, and 2 GGC Civil Wars, which marked his lowest placing of all time, at an unfortunate 49th. In terms of his head-to-head record with other players, Zero had very few blemishes. Save for Kirihara, who impressively holds 2 wins and no losses to Zero. No player who has faced Zero more than once this season has had a winning record against him. Once again, Gonzalo Burritos proves to be the unstoppable force that he's always been known as.
Ally just looking to get back to the ground. Zero though, looking for the W, and he will take it. The best in the world is back on top.
Of course, Zero is not the only player who has kept a strong grasp to top 10. While no other player has managed to get close to that number 1 spot Zero holds, a few other players who had held top 10 spots in the last PGR were almost undoubtedly take the spots of the top 10 again. These players are Ally.
Fair's here. Taking a fair arm. Starting the match off with that jump fair. Oh, this is a bad spot to be in though. No tech!
Yeah, because of the
Nairo.
I want to give him credit for, man. Not just a one-trick pony with the Diddy. Of course, you can say the same for Nairo, man, an explosive bag of characters himself. But starting off with the tried and true ZSS.
Oh my God!
Like the best!
The Buzz.
Oh, okay, managed to actually avoid that back air. The Buzz takes really time against that fair.
MK Leo.
Oh my God, MK Leo.
Everyone,
We heard the crowd. We hear it. MK Leo. It's your time, and he makes it.
And Mr. R.
So yeah, man, the cloud. Now this is what I wanted to see, though. Now I wanted to see.
All 5 of these players have been pretty neck and neck this season, so it's definitely up to debate who will take second. Here's what each has done. Cloud9's Ally, ranked number 2 in the last PGR, didn't quite reach the heights he hit last season, where it was debatable for a little while whether he or Zero was the best player in the world. However, he's remained one of the biggest threats at major level tournaments, and definitely still holds a claim at the spot he hit last time around. Ally has attended 3 of the 4 super majors this season, and placed within top 8 at 2 of the 3. In terms of regular majors, Ally's performance is even more impressive, with top 8 placing at all 5 he attended, and a win at TGC Greninja Saga. Ally falls weak, however, when you look at his head-to-head record with those around him. While he has gone roughly even with Zero this season, he holds losing records to Nairo, the Buzz, and MK Leo, and holds only 1 winning record, being against Mr. R.
Oh, he catches him.
He said center. Let's see if he DIs it.
Oh, he jumped in the back. He jumped in the blast zone.
Energy Nairo, ranked number 3 in the last PGR, has definitely kept the presence he had at tournaments back in 2016, making a very strong argument for a similarly high placement this season. Nairo has attended all 4 super majors this season, and while he didn't do as well as expected at the first 2, missing top 8 at both, he was able to bring it back at the latter 2, placing 4th at both of them. These higher placings are shown to be more typical for Nairo when we look at his major placements, where he placed top 8 at 4 of the 5 majors he's attended and 1 Momocon, taking a sit off to Zero in the process. In terms of head-to-head, Nairo shows to be similarly strong, with winning records against Ally and the Buzz, as well as a close to even record with MK Leo and the aforementioned set on Zero.
For doing what so many Naifus have been looking for so long, the up smash. No.
And Nairo right now definitely looking to make Smash great again. Will he get that opportunity? He's looking. Zero keeps striking.
And this is the scary part right here, man. Zero
is
knocked out of the winner's side. Nairo, yet again, it's been 2 long years.
Renegade's the Buzz, ranked number 4 in the last PGR, has definitely kept up his trademark consistency this season. Out of every tournament he's attended in 2017, he's only failed to hit top 8 at 2, being Genesis Saga, where he placed 13th, and CEO 2017, where he placed 9th. This season, however, the Buzz was able to add a bit more to his argument than just consistency by winning 2 GGC Civil War, which is considered by many the most stacked Smash 4 tournament this season, if not of all time. With these results, it may seem that the Buzz is clearly second, and may even have an argument for being ranked number 1 on the PGR. However, it's important to note that the Buzz has only attended 3 of the 4 super majors and 4 of the 11 major events that have occurred this season, which weakens this argument considerably. On top of that, the Buzz has a very weak head-to-head with the other with no sets against Zero, Nairo, MKLeo, or Mr. R, and only a single victory keeping his record positive against Ally.
Probably needs the crowd as well. Oh, but
That's
that's
the
the smash!
And the boss pops off! That is it! The boss is your champion at Civil War!
Echo Fox and MVG MKLeo, ranked number 8 on the last PGR, has had one hell of a season. Some may consider his ranking on his previous PGR an inaccurate portrayal of his skill, where Leo was not able to compete most of the season. However, this season, he's been able to attend many more tournaments, and has definitely proven that he has what it takes to climb the rankings even higher. Leo has attended all 4 Super Majors this season, and has seen success for the most part, winning in Genesis 4 and taking 2nd and 3rd at CEO 2017 and Nairo Saga, respectively. However, Leo saw a shocking 65th at Civil War, which hurts his overall Super Major performance. His major placements are comparable, save for one misstep at Frostbite 2017. Leo has taken top 8 at all 5 of the majors he's attended, including a win at Umbra Icon Major 2017. Leo has also had a very strong head-to-head with anybody who isn't Zero, with perfect records over Allied, DeBuzz, and Mizar, and a near even, but still winning record over Nairo.
The double jump, how's he getting back to stage? Again! And that's going to be an MK Leo! MK Leo!
Mr. R, ranked number 10 on the last PGR, still doesn't have a sponsor for some reason. He definitely deserves a top tier sponsor sometime soon, though for as much as he supposedly fell off last season, he's definitely made a very impactful comeback this time around. Though his Super Major results are lacking, with only a single top 8 appearance out of the 4, Mr. R has definitely kept up with strong showings at majors, placing top 8 out of all before he attended, and coming very close to taking both the CEO Dreamland and Royal Flush. Mr. R's head-to-head is also pretty solid. While he does lose to MKLeo and Ally, he has also perfect records on both Nairo and DeBuzz, and was able to take a set out of the many close ones he's had with Zero.
Answers! Oh boy, we got answers right there!
There is an answer right there. Test passed. Set number 2 unlocked. It is coming for you, Mr. R.
With those players out of the way, I'd also like to address the other top 10 players last season and where they stand now. Misfits Larry Lure, ranked 5th on the last PGR, has had a very up and down season. He's had some very good showings, especially near the end of the season, with a strong 3rd at CEO 2017, top 8 placings at the last 4 majors he's attended, which includes a 2nd at 2GC for Ninja Saga. However, he's greatly held back by the number of fairly unimpressive showings early in the grading period, a seemingly random 33rd at Nairo Saga, and losses to lower caliber players such as Raito, the Japanese Duck Hunt, and Foe, Stream Monster and the World's Best Nest. Larry will most likely make top 8 once again, but we won't see him as high as he was last season.
Oh, and that's gonna do it. Into the up smash. Hurts all the same, like I said before.
CLG's Void, ranked 6th in the last PGR, has struggled to place as high as he was last season. This is clearly shown by Super Major placements. Out of the 3 Void attended, he failed to place top 8 at all 3. However, Void has still been able to maintain a degree of consistency that helped him capture top 8 last time around. Though he hasn't had many particularly impressive showings, he also hasn't many flat-out disappointing ones. See for Civil War and Greninja Saga, where he placed 33rd and 25th, respectively. Void has not had any other placements below 9th this season. Void has also had a few showings at majors that come close to what his aforementioned players have done this season, including 3rd at Genesis Saga and 4th at Royal Flush. All in all, even if he hasn't done as well as he did last season, Void still has a good shot at reaching top 10, though it won't be easy.
Good play. Yep, good catch. Oh, carry him! Carry him! Did he get it? He did! That is it! Void defeated MK Leo. CLG Void. CLG Void.
Luminosity Gaming's Abadango, ranked 7th on the last PGR, falls into a similar boat as Void. Though he hasn't had many super impressive runs this season, he hasn't had any terrible lows either. His worst placings, 17th at Frostbite and CEO 2017, are balanced out pretty well by 5th at Genesis 4 and Nairo Saga. Alba's bigger problems show up when you take his head-to-head into account. He hasn't really had any victories over the aforementioned players, who have been outperforming him this season. All in all, Abadango still has a very real chance at hitting top 10 again, but won't be as easy for him as it was last season.
Watch out for these bears, he's likely going to fish for it.
That's a
And
grab!
that should be it!
Yep, and Abadango moves on!
Oh my goodness.
There's also one more player who is ranked top 10 this year. Of course, with so many of the new threats rising up and old threats stepping up their game this season, there are many players who have never made top 10 on the PGR before, who have a chance at making it this time around. I'll go over some of the grading period's strongest candidates and present what they have been able to accomplish briefly. 2GG's Komu Mokuri, ranked 12th on the last PGR, has been taking names in both North America and Japan since 2015. For a while, he has been pulling in as strong as the results in America as he was in Japan. But by the end of 2016, he was performing at new highs in both sides of the Pacific. He came into this season in full force, and definitely hasn't lost much of the momentum. Though he has the occasional low placement such as a surprising 33rd at SEGA 2017, he rarely dips much below 9th, and he's pushed himself above 9 plenty of times. This season, he's been able to place top 8 at 2 Super Majors and top 3 at the 6 majors he's attended, ironically all being 2GG events. Como has definitely seen his best PGR performance yet, and I won't be surprised to see him finally hit top 10.
Perfectly here, we're gonna see another upbeat. No, we are not. But we are gonna see a blade beam straight to the face, and Zach now out of this place. Good job from Como right there.
So you know what I wanted to say, as he was getting those grabs in the final moments of that last game, he was charging that limit and hugging it out, and the crowd clapping. Oh man, I'm so happy.
MVG's Salem, ranked 13th in the last PGR, has had a surprisingly similar season to his last. He had some solid placings earlier on in the season, such as top 8 showings at Frostbite 2017 and Frame Perfect Series 2, but never really had anything that screamed top 10 player, especially with all the competition this season. However, Salem was to get himself back in the running the last 2 Super Majors of the season, which also happened to occur the last 2 weekends of the season, literally the last minute. At 2GC Nairo Saga, after being knocked loose by fellow Baomane JK, Salem has a crazy run that culminated in him taking 2nd, eliminating ally Nairo and then MKLeo in the way. He was able to back up his performance with another top 8 showing at SEGA 2017, where he placed 7th. Where will Salem fall with these interesting circumstances? Only time will tell.
Staggered fares right there by Salem once again. Oh my god! That was crazy! Whoa!
And Nairo escorted out.
Mars, ranked 15th in the last PGR, may no longer have a sponsor, but the man definitely deserves one. Though Mars did not attend many majors this year and has a few questionable placings such as 25th at Royal Flush, he still has some outstanding performances, including 5th at Civil War and 7th at SEGA 2017. Though he hasn't had quite the performance of many players around his level, he's definitely had the performance we see from a top 10 player.
That is the boost kick! That's gonna be it! Beautiful numbers! Let's go! This man is here! Pop it on! Is here! He does it! He stays alive!
Phoenix One's tweet, ranked 17th in the last PGR, has one of the most wild seasons of any top player. He had some very weak performances, with his lowest being at 33rd at both SEGA 2017 and Frostbite 2016. He's also failed to place top 8 at any Super Major this season. However, save for 1 or 2 mediocre placements, Tweak has to place top 8 at a number of majors and be able to secure 2nd at a 2GC Midwest Mayhem Saga. Tweak has also taken sets off of a lot of players above or his level, including Komu Mokuri, Larry Alert, MKLeo, and even Zero. Though he hasn't been inconsistent this season, Tweak has some very impressive wins that will give him a very good shot at top 10.
Still in the loser bracket, works himself into the reset. Quick resets it on Zero. Zero's doing nothing but cheesing right now, smiling.
Ken, ranked 19th on the last PGR, will most definitely see a rise this season. This Japanese Sonic main is currently number 1 in his home country, has attended much more in the US than he did last year, and even placed top 8 at SEGA 2017, a super major. Ken has also taken out many names this season, including Abadango, DeBuzz, Nairo, and MKLeo. However, Ken still hasn't had the best presence at North America, which may hold him back from reaching top 10. However, don't be too shocked if many wins has accomplished his few international visits do end up pushing him up into the top 10.
まず限界を元に戻したいですね。はい。
残り時間も1分30秒切りました。さあ、K奪いからの空中後ろで撃墜。
Phoenix One Captain Zach, ranked 20th on the last PGR, has definitely left a much bigger mark on the Smash 4 season this season than did with the last, with top placements at 3 of the 4 Super Majors this season, including 4th finishes at both Genesis 4 and Civil War. Zach has more stage time than ever before, giving him more and more opportunity to show off his explosive personality. However, even though Zach has an amazing record at Super Majors and win over players such as Mars, Abadango, and Mr. R, Zach's major performances hurt his argument considerably, with only 1 top 8 finish out of the 8 majors he's attended this season. Still, such a presence at Super Majors gives Zach a very big edge over the competition and a very good chance of hitting top 10 this season.
Was expecting him to roll to the center, but there's the back end, and Captain
gonna do it.
3-0 victory!
Wow.
and he's going to finish that one out. Wait a second. Oh, people want to. Oh, what are we gonna do?
Oh, we're gonna see the whole time. Why not?
Good look. There you go.
Panda Global's own ESAM, ranked 27th on the last PGR, has mostly gone back on his high horse after a very rough 2016. Though he lacks any super impressive super major showings this season, he's been doing so much better at majors, with his last 3 major showings ending in 5th places. The ESAM also has many wins over different players around his level this season, including Locust, Void, and Ally. ESAM has definitely put in the work to get himself and Pika back on the map in 2017. I guess you could say he's no longer free Sam. Be sure to look out for the opinionated rat main next season too. He's already taken a tournament off of the buzz.
Mario's grab. Ally is on the top platform. He's got to get down from there, but instead he's going to take the back air.
He's done it.
ESAM pops off. ESAM has defeated Ally, destroyed his demon, and ended the Civil War.
Man, what is this movie about now?
Team YP Fatality, ranked 28th on the last PGR, has done some insane things this season. Though most of his placements aren't what you expect from a top 10 player, with 17th, 25th, and 33rd across the board, his 2 best showings are absolutely insane. In terms of super majors, Fatality showed his worth through a 2nd place finish at PGC Civil War, considered one of the most stacked tournaments in Smash 4 history. In his run, he took the likes off Captain Zack, Komokiri, and Nairo before ending in grand finals where he lost 3-1 to the Buzz. At regular majors, Fatality was able to follow up with another amazing 2nd place performance at MomoCon 2017, where he beat Zero in the losers finals before losing a close grand final set to Nairo. Fatality has definitely had the peaks of a top 10 player. Let's see where this gets him.
Oh my goodness, 151 to 4 though. Fatality heat! There it is! Skeet, 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 water gun! Zero, your time is done! Fatality, 2 grand finals against Nairo!
UBCA's Locust, ranked 45th on the last PGR, definitely takes the award for most improved. First getting exposure last season with wins over Mr. R and Tweak at UGCs, Locust was able to build off momentum with top 8 placings at Civil War and top 8 placings of 2 of the 3 majors he's attended this year. Along with the other couple high placings, Locust has caused a number of upsets, with wins over players like Larry Lur, Nairo, Ally, and surprisingly early bracket. We'll see if Locust's thick stock of achievements will be able to push him into the top 10 level.
He's on the ground. He's waiting. Oh, that's going to do it! Nairo is out of the tournament!
Could not get back down to the ground, and the only thing he takes is assure you for his troubles, Nairo is out the tournament at 9th.
Kirihara, ranked 48th on the last PGR, is a bit of an enigma. He's only attended 3 tournaments in the US this year, being Frostbite 2017, Frame Perfect Series 2, and 2 GGC Civil War. Kirihara also doesn't have too many major appearances in Japan. However, even with a low attendance holding him back, the Japanese Rosa main already has an insane record. At Civil War, Kirihara was able to take 5th place, beating Larry Lur in the process. At Frame Perfect Series 2, Kirihara became the only player with multiple set wins and no losses against Zero, double eliminating him in 2 close 3-2 sets to take the tournament. With wins like these, it's clear that Kirihara is a skill of a top 10 player. Whether his low attendance will allow him to take such a position is the question.
No problem, as he has proven on a number of occasions.
4th throw? 4th throw's gonna be enough.
God.
Oh, it's like this. The 4th throw is enough. Kirihara takes it over TSM Zero to win Frame Perfect
They're running
Series 2.
the stage.